welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Gin podcast. I'm Matt,
I'm Nick.
and this episode we're going to be talking about it.
It?
What is it?
It? That's so stupid. We always it's like you you with those laugh tracks. Again, we have this box over here that our audio goes through, and Matt has just discovered that you could press buttons, and some buttons make sounds.
Sounds that we cannot hear, so who knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
You have
I don't
no
have
clue.
headphones on, as you can see. Nor does Colleen, so.
Wait, say something like great, like mind blowing, like that no one knew.
We've never been to the moon.
I don't know what sound played, so okay.
He said what?
What?
Okay.
Do you think you could change those to add your own sound clips? That'd be pretty cool.
I don't think there's a button for that, but
I think you can. I think if you download some software, I bet.
I love it! You guys are so great!
okay, let's not click that one.
No.
If you Google it, welcome to Derry, a red balloon pops up.
Whoa.
That'd be cute.
Okay.
Wait, we're in the middle. What do you want to
Derry.
say?
What'd you say?
I keep saying Derry. Even
Welcome
when
to
on the phone with
Derry?
you, I say Derry, and she keeps correcting me. It's
Derry.
I feel like
Derry.
some
Derry.
of them sound like they're saying dairy.
Exactly.
No, but
Derry.
It bothers you so much.
but it's Derry.
It's
It is
Derry.
Derry.
Okay,
Derry,
we saw
Derry.
this TikTok. Alright, so say all these three words.
Mary.
Because we saw TikTok that apparently only New Jersey says these as three separate words.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, in other parts of the country, they all sound like the same word.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Like
Yes.
Mary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
but so-
here, it's Mary.
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 What about Mary-O?
I hope you did boo, boo.
Yeah, I can put in editing. I'll put effects over your effect.
no.
Every time you press it, it's gonna be an opposite effect.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny with dairy and dairy.
Okay, because they're in Maine, so that makes sense. That like Derry and Derry would sound similar, but we're not in Maine, so there you go.
Well, let's take a quick shot.
All right, do you want to pour a shot? We can pour a shot now.
Yeah, let's pour a shot.
All right. So now, what do you know about it as we're pouring the shot before we take it
So,
to?
I personally have not read the book because anything longer than 100 pages is not happening.
Yeah.
And that book is like that big.
Yeah.
So never read it. And I've seen clips of it and It Too,
Mhm.
but I haven't really watched the movie. So you're probably gonna have to do a little bit more explaining.
I do
about
have some
it.
Easter eggs that I've seen.
But what I know is, and spoilers for
You haven't even
specifically-
taken the shot yet.
spoilers for specifically the first episode of Welcome to Derry, which is the town in Maine where the book takes place and the It movies take place.
Mhm.
But what I know about it is that it, or Pennywise,
Yeah.
is a interdimensional like creature, like a cosmic horror being that comes
Okay.
from a different dimension. That I don't know. It feeds on horror, or it like eats people that are scared and breaks them down that
Mhm.
way. But I know it's like it shapeshifts. But
She's
like
not just a clown.
it's not just a clown.
Exactly.
It
He's
shapeshifts.
a lot more than just the clown. That's
Yeah.
just how he personifies.
That's the
Mhm.
manifestation that's recognizable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we can delve more into it. Let's take
Let's
the shot real
take
quick.
the shot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Always feel it.
Okay. So, do you want to start by
I'll-
explaining it first before we jump into the episode?
Well, I think so. I want to do a separate episode of Stephen King's It book and maybe a whole Stephen King saga.
That'd be
Spoiler.
nice.
And
we
then
could do 1408 and
1408.
was
What
a
did you
good
say
movie.
before? Even the ones that you
Shining.
don't know. The
Doctor
Shining.
Sleep, Shining.
What was the other one? The jail one?
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. That's
That
one
is
that you
Stephen
wouldn't
King.
think.
You wouldn't think it because you'd think in horror.
So I'll give you a quick synopsis of it, and then we can
Yes.
go into it. I don't know the books. We don't read on this podcast.
Nope.
But I know the movie. So I've seen the first one. It basically takes place, I don't know the exact year, but it's not in this time period. Or the first one is, the second one isn't.
I believe I was talking to Matt about
Not this one.
I believe the first movie takes place in the 80s,
Okay.
and then the second movie takes place in the 2010s.
It's supposed to be every
If I'm
27
remembering
years.
correctly, it Pennywise whatever comes back every 27 years,
Okay.
which would line up with, spoiler, not really. The show takes place in 1962, so then the movie would be
80s.
the late 80s,
and then
which would bring us to the late
2010.
or early 2010s approximately.
So that's the chronology of it. So the It movie is the 80s. This It TV show is the 60s. And then the second movie takes place in the 10s. So really, It is not really as much the character as it is the town and how the creature It affects the town, basically. And like Matt said, he comes out in a cycle every 27 years. Kind of like cicadas. I was just thinking about.
Yeah,
It's a
I know, you
cicada,
said
a big
that. I was like, yeah,
monstrous
yeah.
bug. So basically the first movie revolves around these a group of kids, and they actually defeat. Spoiler alert! They defeat the beast. They defeat it and send him back into hiding for another 27 years. Where the second movie picks up, where they're older now, and they defeat. They go fight it again when they come back to Derry. So it always revolves around coming back into Derry. That's why it's called Welcome to Derry. Basically, quickest synopsis I could give off the top of my head.
Yeah. But do
So-
they really defeat it if it's going to come back in 27 years? I feel
Yeah.
like they just waited it out.
So, from what I know a little bit of the lore regarding the books, can we look this up actually, Colleen? The lore behind the turtle and
I was wondering. I knew that was going to be something.
yes, because I think the whole lore is that they sit on the back of a turtle and the turtle coughed up the universe. Like it's something deeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Is it this Mark
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a Stephen
him.
King thing.
That's Stephen King.
Oh.
So this is the turtle that you saw in the high school. What it's alluding to. It's also the turtle on the bracelet. So what? Okay, I want to read
also,
that. Yeah.
jumping off.
Is the what?
Turtles significant, and you see this in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mhm.
The lion turtles,
Lion turtles.
bringers
Exactly.
of life and of the energy of the
universe is on the back of
Avatar.
a turtle, apparently, in this rendition. Just like you could go on the back of a turtle. What?
This is the overarching protagonist of the multiverse. So all the movies, I don't want to say surround this turtle, but apparently in his universe that he's created, this is where the
The good
universe
guy.
exists.
Yeah, in every single like
on the turtle.
yeah, well the turtle is basically
like a
like the
massive
god of
cosmic
this
being.
universe, a massive cosmic being.
Okay.
Also, it is as well. So that's why you could picture it as a massive cosmic being, akin to a gigantic turtle that spits
Mhm.
out the universe. But we just see him as a clown because it feeds off the fear of the children. And predominantly that's why it goes after children, because they get afraid apparently the quickest. Because it is a lot harder to make an adult afraid. Because, I mean, to make an adult
Right.
afraid, I mean, there is jump scares. Like Colleen said, she is afraid of jump scares.
But that's like
But I guess the fear of
biological fear.
yeah, the fear of losing a loved one is hard to reproduce. You know, the fear
Yeah.
of losing like those like psychological fears is a lot harder to do.
I will say
than
though,
that.
I feel like they do a good job of that psychological horror. I can't remember if it's the first or the second movie, but the one kid has like hypochondria.
Yeah.
So his fear is manifested in like sick people, like people
okay.
who appear ill.
I guess the premise is that as you get older, you're supposed to, let's say, grow out of those fears, or at least combat it in a way like I'm conquering my demons, where children haven't gotten to that point yet. So it's kind of like you're getting them before that.
I could see that.
Well, the book is also kind of crazy because isn't there that whole scene where they like do stuff?
I haven't read the book.
I never read the book
That
either. I just
book,
know some lore.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that book is thicker than the Bible, and I'm not saying
Really?
that to be dramatic.
No, it really
Like,
is.
I'm
I'm
gonna
pretty
Google
sure
it.
it actually is.
How many pages?
I'm pretty sure, as Matt is
it?
saying, in
Look up the
the
fine font version.
Whoa.
in the second part of And like It Chapter 2, like which would have been the second movie, I think they all have an orgy. I don't really know what.
Wait, no, the kids?
Well, when
Yes.
they're adults. No, not the kid. When they're adults.
Because I mean, because when they're kids, like I don't know how the book is published.
I thought
compared to as they're adults, it's still weird, but like
I'm pretty sure the book is like a part 1 and a part 2, like the movies, the newer movies, because there is that old movie from the 80s. But I'm pretty sure the newer movies, the book is like part 1 is when they're kids, part 2 is when they're adults. I don't know what the significance of that is.
No, they're kids.
Oh, they're kids in it?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
That's why it's like kind of like, what are you doing, Stephen King?
oh no, are we gonna be the podcast that cancels Stephen King? No, I don't want to be popular that way.
Definitely not. But,
No,
but we ruined Stephen King.
Wait, so I have a question since you're looking it up and I don't have to have that on my search history. Is there like a significance to that?
It said it on. I see his thing. It said it on Reddit though.
I think I remember. And Entertainment Weekly. There's multiple sources.
Okay.
That definitely does not happen in the movies, thankfully.
No, thank God. But one of them is afraid of like intimacy like that.
Oh.
So to overcome the fear, they all get intimate.
Moving on. Let's go to a new topic.
Yeah, let's change it. Okay, so going back to you said the Bible.
Okay.
The Bible has a range from 1,000 to 1,600 pages. To where Stephen King's It has 1,100 to 1,168. So maybe in some versions it does have more pages than the Bible.
Stephen King made his own Bible.
An anti-Bible.
Anti-Bible.
Oh my God, that is a huge book.
Imagine reading that. Like, split it up. You know, like, what are you doing?
See, so our mom is a very big fan of. Yeah, my mom.
I'm not gonna lie. This kind of reminds me of Charles Dickens. For those who don't know, Charles Dickens is like, I don't know, old-fashioned writer. But his books are so long because he used to get paid by the word. So he used to just, what kind of sound effect are you doing?
It was a crow.
Anyway, but he used to write because he got paid by the word. So he would explain things in such detail that it was like, he would be explaining what somebody's eye looked like for 4 pages. Yeah. Stephen King is low-key giving the same vibes here. But these are some thick
What were you saying
books.
about your mom?
Our mom. That's what you put the left. No, our mom is a huge Stephen King fan. Is it done? Now it's done. Wow.
It's a long giggle.
Our mom is a huge Stephen King fan. So I really kind of want to see her take on it. Because what she says about what you just said there, she says he could describe a whole room and you could feel like you're in it, and he does it better than anyone else. So I wonder if, like you said, Charles Dickens did it just because he wanted to get paid. Whereas I think Stephen King is like, he's putting a lot of like his, like what he pictures into it.
I cannot read a book like that where it's like, no, I'm in the room and it's like, I'm feeling it all. Like for me, they're just words on pages and I'm just absorbing the information, but I can't really dive into it and like imagine it like that clear. Like I'm getting all the information and I can picture the things that I'm reading, but I'm just not like fully invested.
I find it incredibly hard to visualize what the author is meaning. Whereas if it's an audiobook for some reason, like told to me, I could then, like, it unlocks like a door in my brain where I could just picture everything that's happening.
Right.
So I don't know what that is. Maybe if someone could leave in the comments below, you know what that is, but I don't know why.
Maybe like ADHD or something like that. Maybe.
So yeah, so let's actually go back into the show because I really like this first episode. So we're gonna just talk about the first episode. I know the second one is already out, and to be honest, by the time this podcast comes out, the third one will most likely be out.
Yep.
We're gonna go one episode at a time though, and maybe we'll even do a live viewing, but we'll see. We don't know. It starts out with this kid named Matty. You see him in a movie theater, and then he gets kicked out because he's known for being a nuisance for breaking in and always getting free movies, basically.
Yeah, he's not paying.
He's not paying at all.
But which I will say, the guy made a comment of like, that's not paying the bills. Like that kid's quarter.
Exactly.
Was
back then would
gonna
be
help out. But like, half of the seats were empty.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not letting this kid watch the movie for free? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like he's taking a place of someone else that would have paid. You know what I mean?
He was just like he was a douchey kind of guy. Like he basically.
And he wasn't even the owner.
Yeah.
I will also interject. He's watching the movie The Music Man specifically.
Yes, The Music Man.
Because it does come back later in the episode. You got trouble. Yeah. So basically, the first 10 minutes of it is kind of what happens to Maddie.
Yeah.
And he gets after escaping the theater and everything, gets picked up by this family, which you think is a normal family. It's a mother and father. It has I think it's a daughter and a son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as they pick him up and start driving, which he thinks is going out of Derry into Portland, he finds that they turned around and going back into Derry. And there's little things that indicate that this isn't a normal family. For instance, the liver scene where she takes a box labeled liver out of her bag, the little girl.
Like a leftover container.
I thought,
like,
yeah.
What?
I thought it was a leftover container of food, or maybe they're, like, some people want to do a primitive diet. They eat liver sometimes to supplement other things.
I don't think there were primitive diets in
no.
1962.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm like, how could this? Oh, wait a minute. So it turns out that basically the whole car, in essence, is it. Because
that was it, right? That's what we're thinking.
The first car that drives by him on the road was a red car, bright red, just like the balloon. So I'm thinking
that's actually really interesting. I didn't even notice that.
So I'm thinking that the balloon, like that's indicating Pennywise was there, and then I guess the whole family was Pennywise, all 4 people, because remember out O-U-T. Which didn't they do that in the movie or something similar?
That's the You'll Float Too.
You'll Float Too. Oh, they were drawing on that. Okay.
I think so.
So
it's the same cadence.
After that, he dies. To be honest, I really liked how they did that because I was like, why does this kid have a pacifier in his mouth? I guess it indicates that he still has his childlike tendencies and,
because he didn't
still innocent.
He didn't know his parents.
Yeah, there was some kind
of
like, I hope we learn more, but there was some kind of implication that he doesn't have like a great home life.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really go into detail what that was, but I hope we learn more about him at least.
I like how they didn't show him dying though. They showed the thing, the demon baby, which when you see the episode, you'll see it is a demon baby.
It's a demon baby.
It attacks the window, it cuts away, and you see the bloody pacifier go into the water.
Yes.
Which I thought that was very clever
into
to not...
the sewers, which is important. But
so what did you think about that scene? What did you think about the beginning? The first intro to this?
Because I'm not really well versed in the It verse,
Yeah, well versed in the It verse.
So I was just more confused about... I really liked it. It was a great scene, and it it was scary. You had the picture pulled up before of the kid, the spelling bee kid's eyes. That was like
going crazy.
Sideways.
They all look like Pennywise.
But that's what Pennywise does in the movies. The lazy eye.
Bill Skarsgård could just do that.
Really?
Yeah, that's not edited. He can do that.
He literally does that with his eye.
Do you think he trained to do that, or do you think he just did it from birth? And they were like, do that.
I feel like I remember when the movie came out, like, he could do that, and I feel like he, like, showed the direct... I remember an interview, I could be wrong, he, like, showed them that he could do that, and they were like, yeah, do that.
You definitely do that. That's scary.
Sure,
all right, so basically, from that scene, it cuts to... I forget exactly what it cuts to, but you go forward a little bit in time, I think a year after his disappearance.
It was
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, but I remember there was that scene when she was in the bathtub and they said it's been a year since Maddie.
No, her dad died.
Oh, a year since the dad died.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 4 months later.
Yes.
And it cuts to these 2 kids. One was named Teddy. I forget the other kid's name. You'll see why I remember Teddy's name for it. While Matt's looking that up, though, another drink is incoming.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, what is this one called? Oh, what is this one called? I have the information right here.
What is
the Loser's Lemonade. Okay, so in this one is fresh blackberries, mint leaves, simple syrup, lemonade, vodka, and club soda. Blackberry puree is optional, but added here for depth. You can see the gradient. You already took it?
I already took a sip, but cheers.
Cheers.
I found the name, by the way. It's Phil.
Phil?
Apparently.
His name is Phil? I don't know.
What?
Apparently, I've never been on live television before. You guys didn't... Did you play laugh track for my joke?
Say it again.
Apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Apparently.
Oh, I have a feeling that was not a laugh track.
Nope. It's alright. It's nice.
It is very
I don't know I don't know.
It's very refresher. If you ever go to like a Starbucks or a Dunkin', it tastes like a refresher. Well, alcoholic, but still.
I've always said the refreshers would be good with alcohol.
Probably,
You did
because
say that.
it's very sweet, and that's what you usually want to mix it with.
It is very sweet. I like it though.
But yeah,
So,
so they
Phil-
fast forward. Phil and Teddy, they're in
Phil and Ted.
Phil and Ted's
And their-
Most Excellent Adventure.
It's Bill.
We go to find out that Phil and Ted were Maddie's friends, and Phil is this guy who believes in everything. So he believes that aliens are coming down. We cut to a military base, which we'll get to that soon. That whole scene, which is crazy. They cut to a military base, and he thinks there's aliens there and all this stuff, and he's attributing a lot of what he sees to that. Adversely, while this is all going on, Teddy and what's the woman's name? The girl, the little girl,
Lily?
Lily.
The main little girl.
The main little girl, yeah,
Lily.
At this time, Lily and Teddy, they kind of all come together eventually, and they think something has happened to Maddie more than just a disappearance, or I think they ruled it a disappearance, right?
Phil is really saying like he is dead. Like
what I'm trying to get to is Phil thinks like he doesn't believe, like even though he believes in aliens, he's the conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
He can't get behind this for some reason.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, I guess some people are more realistic, and it's like he might not actually believe in aliens, but it's more of like his creative side because they're trying to write a comic book and things like that.
Were they trying to write it? I mean, like it looked like they were.
He was drawing comic book stuff, and he was saying like, "You're the writer," to Ted.
Oh, okay. So I guess they were like alluding to that. I didn't get that actually.
No.
They come together and everything, and then they go into this movie theater, right? And this is where they knew that Maddie's last spots were here. What?
Yeah. So now they're like the whole group of like they're trying to investigate what happened because they hear in the sewer out of out of Lily's tub, you hear a song. Maddie singing a song, and then she calls down to Maddie. Is like, Maddie, come here, like, follow my voice. Like, where are you? Just come home. And then you see his little finger poke out of the little thing.
That was kind of weird.
That was weird. I was like, whoa.
That brings it back to like I was saying before, how like Teddy was the one who kind of believed her, and was like, no, like why do you think about aliens and everything? You can't get behind this. Like, why don't you?
Ted was saying to Phil, it's like, you've explained to me millions of ways about how aliens come down to Earth and do all this, and this you can't believe? Like, this is real. But then, like you were saying, like, but Teddy then says to Lily, like, I just don't think this is real. Like, I get behind all this, but I just don't think you're right.
Yeah.
I think he's dead, like, pretty much. And
He's
then
being
she
realistic.
storms off. And then later that night, Ted is talking with his father. He says something about like a lampshade because they were Jewish.
Oh,
and it was,
yes, that part. I totally forgot about that
It was
part.
right after the Holocaust.
Yeah, so
like,
he was trying to say how like
15 years after.
it's basically this is going to lead to what I was saying, like why I don't like the ending. Basically, they were trying to show how Ted was in a very oppressive family, and this was a Jewish family right after the Holocaust, like you were saying. And
Yes, we were looking this up. So World War II ended in 1945, and this is in 1962. And I believe the father mentioned like the grandparents,
living
or
in it.
alludes to the
his
grandparents being in concentration camp.
Yeah, his
Exactly.
parents had to. You saying like they had to crawl out and stuff, like do all like pretty much what they have just been through, not even like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Well, that caused him to be very like aggressive and overbearing on Teddy, and you kind of saw that in that scene in the when they were at the table, and he wasn't letting him read a comic book, saying that reality is just as crazy as the comics.
That's
And
the true horrors of the world.
True
Reality
horrors.
is scary.
but he brought up the fact that they used to take the skin of Jewish people apparently and make them into lampshades. Like if that's not crazy enough to use, I don't know what is. Later that night, like you were saying,
he's in bed. He's reading a comic book, and then his light flickers off. Creepy stuff. He just like turns it back on. It happens again, right? Turns it back on. and then it stays for a little bit longer, and then flicks off again. And he's like, what is going on? So then he looks at the lampshade. As he clicks it on, the lampshade is like Ed Gein skin suit face.
I think it's interesting to point out here that Pennywise does take inspiration from John Wayne Gacy, who was the real life killer clown. And this is like, to me at least, another allusion to
clown.
Ed Gein, who was also another serial killer. There's a Netflix TV show that actually just came out about him. He was pretty sick, and he would like dig up bodies and made a skin suit from other people.
Which is like,
wasn't that Leatherface too?
Also, that's where Leatherface's inspiration comes from.
But he was also inspired Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill
and Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. We'll do an episode on that. Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
But Hannibal Lecter's not the big bad in that one. He's just being the help.
Interrogated? Really?
He's in prison in that. He's like helping the FBI.
Hello, Clarice. That one. He's not the bad guy?
No.
He never even gets out?
He gets out.
Oh, he gets out.
That's later. Like they're in like a school now or something.
The whole movie is that like she is trying to investigate.
Clarice
is trying to investigate these women who go missing, and she's using intel from like Hannibal,
like trying to get into the mind of
like a psychopath.
But he got into her mind.
No. Pretty much, they transport him because he's helping out, and then like
he obviously has his demands. Like, I need this, this, and this if I'm gonna help you.
He escapes. Brutal. They take him out, right? So he attacked a officer, right?
Yeah.
And then like opened the elevator hatch. So now they think the officer's bloody and brutal on the floor of the elevator, and the Hannibal Lecter's out, escaped. He's trying to leave.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter took the face off of the guy, put it on his face. So now they're wheeling the officer out, but he's wearing the officer's face, and that's how he escapes.
Okay.
So it's like he's not the big bad, but he's like,
but he's creepy.
Now he's out.
And now he could be the big bad for the second movie.
Yeah. Or I don't know. But we should do that.
We should definitely do that.
Because Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, like the Red Dragon.
I never know those were like all connected.
That's all Hannibal Lecter, like with Will Graham and stuff.
Wow.
So,
but yeah, so
we'll do that.
You know, I think it's just interesting because this is definitely like pulling inspiration from another like pretty infamous serial killer.
Yeah.
Especially that Ed Gein is pretty topical right now with that new show coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So he then sees that. Then he goes to Lily, and they get the group together. Like he starts throwing up, like you were saying, he's the nerdy guy.
Yeah, that kind of validates it for him enough to get everybody together.
Which gets Phil to believe, because he's like, Lily, just met you. I'm not believing what you said, but this kid I've known since first grade. And if he says it's real,
he wouldn't
it's
lie.
real.
Like,
he
doesn't look like he's lying. Yeah.
Right. So then they all believe, and now they're doing their own investigations on this. And then they see like the news clipping of him, and then they see that he was at the movie theater.
Yes.
So then, but Phil has to watch his younger sister. So now it's Phil, Ted, Lily, and Susie.
That was the younger sister. Okay, I was like, who is she?
Yeah, that's Phil's younger sister.
Phil's younger sister.
Susie. So they are all there.
Okay,
and
so
then they're doing the investigation. And then they go to the I forget her name, but the owner of the movie theater, his daughter.
I'm getting her name. Ronnie?
Ronnie. A lot of E rhyming names.
The owner of the movie theater's daughter? Who?
No, not the owner, the projectionist's daughter.
The projectionist's daughter, yeah.
I thought he owned it. Okay.
No.
Another topic to potentially bring up, but this is 1962.
Yeah.
This is bordering
2 years before the Civil Rights Movement.
Yep, this is just before the Civil Rights Act.
It alludes to a lot of that stuff. In
definitely many allusions to segregation.
There was because the military story.
Well, let's finish what we're gonna say with the theater, and then what happened, and we can go to that military aspect.
Ronnie, Lily, Phil, Ted, and Susie
find themselves in the theater.
They're in the theater.
Yes.
What happens then?
So basically, so they find themselves in the theater. They're sitting down, and they put on the movie that was playing when Maddie was there, which you said was what movie?
The Music Man.
So they're listening to it and they're playing, and then all of a sudden, a song is played, and it says you're in trouble, or you got trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was what Maddie was singing in the tubes that you were saying.
Yeah.
So they were like, "What's going on?" And then as the song is playing in the movie, Maddie appears, and Phil is like, "How did he get there? How is he in the movie?" And then they're all screaming, "Oh, come here! I'm gonna get you out! I'm gonna get you out!" But we all know it's Pennywise. So what Maddie says is basically, "You're the reason I'm in here. I'm not coming out." No, Maddie's holding a baby, the demon baby from the beginning, throws it at the TV. It jumps out, and then it attacks them. And when I mean it goes crazy, I mean it destroys the theater, rips Teddy in half. He's bleeding everywhere. Blood is all over the theater. It rips Lily. So basically, Lily is holding onto the sister's arm, Susie's arm, completely tears Susie's arm off. And then it's kind of a whole chaos. But I thought it was going to be a dream. I thought they were going to escape. She eventually leaves with, what was her name? The daughter of the projectionist? Ronnie. She leaves with Ronnie, and they're like, "What's going on? I don't know." She's like, Where's Susie? And then Lily holds up the arm, screams, cuts to black. I thought this was going to be a dream, but by the looks of it, I don't think it's a dream scene. So what do you think about that?
It cuts to black, but more importantly, it does cut to Lily waking up in her bed after reaching. Never mind. That's not the second.
Spoiler alert, we started the second episode.
That's the second one.
That's not the second one, though?
Yeah. It cuts off at the end.
The second episode starts with the end of the first episode.
Oh.
Don't say that.
I take it
back. It could be a dream.
Okay, because it could be a dream.
I was hoping you remembered that was the second episode.
I didn't. But then they say stuff to say it's not a dream.
I'm just gonna...
Okay, but don't say nothing.
They didn't watch it yet. Matt, no, I'm talking. Anyway, I was gonna go back, and The Music Man, I'm sure neither of you know, is a movie musical.
Okay.
I don't know if this has any significance, but I think it might be an interesting parallel. So what the movie, from what I remember, what the musical is about, is this man, the one who's singing, he comes to this town as an outsider and completely lies about who he is in order to, like, impress the townsfolk and, like, gain standing in the town. And he's basically a con man, and he lies about being a music man, from what I remember. But then he does end up becoming one, but kind of like the climax is everybody finds out he was lying about who he was, but he turns a new leaf and is no longer a con man, and, you know, this is who I am now, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will have any significance in the show, but it is interesting that it is about, like, a con man who's, like, tricking all these people to, like...
A shapeshifter?
He's tricking all these people to gain power within the town.
I could see that, yeah.
So, but then...
Kind of a stretch of a parallel, but...
If that's a parallel to, say, Pennywise or the It creature, is this the first instance of It?
No.
In the town.
If you look in the book, there's the lore that goes back to, like, Native American times. It's been here. It has been here for a while.
I feel like there's implications that this is not the first. Like, we're not
even
seeing
in the movie.
Him rise.
If you actually see the movie, remember the Losers Club is in the library, and they're looking at all the news articles, and you see all those pictures of them back in the day. You know.
Yeah, same well.
It's been here the whole time.
I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. So I thought that was crazy. I don't know how. I'm really anticipating episode 2. I hope it's a dream. I loved Teddy. I wanted to see him growing from, like, the scared, secluded kid to, like, this hero, basically. But that's not going to happen, I guess. So I hope it's a dream.
So I hope it's a dream.
Mhm.
And if it's not a dream, I hope that they're like in the hospital. I hope they didn't die.
If you don't know it's a
don't
dream
find
within
out
the first 10 minutes,
Then
that was crazy.
We harmonized it. It sounded cool. In the
If we don't
headphones.
know.
What is in the first 10 minutes?
Oh no, we're starting to feel it.
Oh,
No,
it's
okay.
the vodka.
No, but let's go back to what you were trying to say before with the racial overtones in it.
Okay.
Regarding,
yeah.
so I want
Sorry,
to.
I want to pause and add one thing about Lily. The most effed up thing, I think, of this whole first episode. So, I don't know if you recall.
Oh,
we hear the background about how Lily's father worked at the pickle company.
Oh, yeah?
And how he gruesomely
Got
died
killed in the gears?
in the cogs. And then the kids are bullying her by putting pickles in her locker.
Brutal.
Because her
crazy.
dad could be in the pickles, so no one likes the pickles. That's what they said.
That's crazy.
No, Teddy said that they were finding his body parts.
I think that's a rumor that was spread around by kids.
But that
No,
is
I
a
think
crazy
that was
form
real,
of bullying to put
I
the
know.
pickles that your father, like the factory that your father died in.
That is like a very...
That's not bullying.
Kids
that's
are
like,
horrible.
That's the next level.
That's harassment.
Terrible.
Yeah. Because bullying is harassment, but that's the legal form of it.
Brutal.
I would be calling the cops.
Because Teddy did have some, if you notice in the, on his locker, he had some graffiti on there. I don't know what it said. I think it was a bullying type, not like what he put there. But no, so what was the major's name again? There was the two majors that came in that were the new people.
Russo,
who's he's the Vine guy. I can't believe you haven't seen his Vines either.
Yeah, I hadn't. Matt said it, and I was literally like, at first, I hadn't seen either one of their faces. So I was like, "Are you telling me King Batch is in this TV show?"
Look up Rudy Mancuso.
Right there. Yes.
What do you mean?
Sorry,
what do you mean? Oh, he doesn't look anything like that.
You, Colleen, I showed her him.
Now that I'm seeing him from this,
I literally showed her
this.
Google page.
He just got.
Really?
I think he just got engaged to her.
Yeah. I guess.
Who's her?
That's Camilla from Riverdale. We should do Riverdale on this.
Riverdale is pretty good.
Never watched it. He's the Vine
She's
guy.
from somewhere. I know her from somewhere.
Riverdale.
I don't know Riverdale though, so I know her
Oh
from
no,
somewhere else.
I just closed him out.
All right. So what was the major?
Sorry, what was his name? Rudy Mancuso?
No, he's Russo.
So there was two
The other
majors.
major.
Yeah, there was Rudy Mancuso, which is one of them, but he's not obviously the one I'm talking about.
No, Rudy Mancuso's the actor's name.
Leroy Hanlon.
So this is predating the civil rights.
Yeah, this is predating civil rights.
The
They were
plot,
still
the setting.
segregated. However,
Wow.
they were allowed in the military. They were still segregated, but it's not like, hey, you can't reach these ranks. You're allowed in the military.
So even though it wasn't like legally restricting them, it was like very much like culturally restricting them, kind of. Because even though they reached the ranks, they weren't respected, as you saw in the show, where he was
didn't salute him.
The other guy was like getting saluted right next to this guy who is being like offended by. Everyone else salutes except for this one guy.
Well, I believe, I would have to fact check, this is the time where this is the Cold War. There's some allusions to Cold War.
You think
So it would be
Russia?
the Russians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
but
there's some. I
don't know if Russians were racist.
I think Phil mentioned
I think
there are atomic weapons or something, like how
And
we're becoming a superpower.
The news. The news
Yeah,
that was
the
in
news
the car
was
in the
talking
beginning.
about, yes. I'm looking it up. The Cold War was literally from the end of World War II, which was 1945, so the late 1940s
So we
until
were
the
smack
1990s.
right
So
in
we
the
were in
middle
the
of it.
middle of the Cold War.
what we're saying is because later on in the episode, he gets attacked, basically.
Here's my big problem with that scene.
Kind of like Russo.
They're on an Air Force base,
Mhm.
right?
How did they get in, right?
How'd they get in?
Russo.
Why did they just let him go? You're on an Air Force base. There's 3 guys punching you, attacking you.
I know, that's weird, right? They
For
just sit
me-
on the thing and they're just like, yo, how does my hair look?
Yeah, like go after them. Because right now, if you're thinking right, they're Russian spies or something like that. They're trying to get the schematics for the new B-52, which is like
How did he know that he was flying that?
Right.
My second theory is
That's
that
Russo?
behind the mask, is the general.
I think it's
They
the
said
general
we
doing
have
a
no
test.
horseshit over here or nothing like that.
I think it's doing a test because it's like if you're gonna fly this and you're gonna know all this information, we have to make sure we know it's secure.
I think it's racism.
No, I think they do that.
It could be a test, but
No,
I think like
I don't think it's racism from the general, but I think if it is like the general in any way, it's gonna be like it was a test. But we'll find out more.
We'll find out more
then at the end of the episode, or the military side, story.
Yeah.
He's looking through these papers and he sees all the gas mask and stuff. So he's like kind of investigating it.
Who,
Remember that? Hanlon?
Leroy?
Yeah.
Hanlon? You're gonna go by. I got that
I'll
last
go by
name's
last
better.
name.
Leroy. Leroy's a good
Leroy.
name.
Yeah, he's like looking through papers while he's sitting on the bed, and he sees like the picture of the gas mask. So I don't know if it's like these are people.
He is. I think he's doing some research. I am curious of how they're going to intertwine these two stories. Like, what do these people have to do with the kids?
Right. Yeah. Like, how is it gonna mesh together?
All right.
Oh, that's the kid.
I was gonna say, I don't think this is a spoiler because I guess they have the same last name.
Is
but
that his dad?
It's his I was looking up this 7 Easter eggs and references, and I saw that Major Hanlon is Mike's grandfather.
Oh.
So that's a connect. My two big questions I have after this first episode is, what's this military tie-in?
Yeah.
And I saw another thing. So this is 27 years before this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably these parents' children would be in high school potentially.
Oh, so you're seeing the parents.
So you are seeing his parent. That's Leroy's
yeah, the son would be Mike's father.
So now it's kind of a guessing game of who is the parent of who.
I would definitely be curious if there's going to be some more tie-ins to other.
So now I want to go back and see the first episode and see if we spot any older people that have kind of blatantly been called out.
Yeah, those are my two big questions.
Like, what about her mom?
Yeah,
Lily's mom.
Like, I feel like some of them also have to have other connections to, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently this is the only one so far.
But I think that pretty much ended out what I wanted to talk about, at least. It kind of hit.
Yeah.
I'm curious about those two storylines, basically. I'm curious about what's going to happen with the military, and I'm curious about what's going to happen with what I hope is a dream, honestly. So
yeah, I hope it's a dream. If not, then I don't know where the show is going to go.
Yeah, that's kind of something else we need to talk about, how the projectionist, I can't remember his name, but he says how they tried to pin Maddie's disappearance / murder on him, which he's a black man.
That's
so
the racism.
That is the
That is
racism, but
present.
also how could they possibly do that if he disappeared in the suit?
It's just like
on a car.
Because he's black.
It's just because he was at the movie theater and a black man works at the movie theater, so it's just like
I guess,
classic
yeah.
1960s
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
racism.
Later on, it has to be racial, not Russian.
Oh,
Racial,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Russian.
Racial.
All right, so
Yeah.
I think I keep seeing.
What?
This is not a spoiler alert, but I've been checking IMDb for like names and what
8
other people have
episodes?
been in. Every character says 8 episodes.
Okay.
So there's no. I don't know if everybody's in 8 episodes. I know IMDb has been trying to do that to avoid spoilers because, like, if Ted is listed as being in only 1 episode,
then you're gonna
obviously
know.
we know he's died. So it does say everyone's in 8 episodes. I'm assuming there's.
But it's
8
only
episodes.
8 though, so 8 episodes. The likelihood of me watching episode 2 is very close. It's like 80%.
80% is crazy.
80%.
I'm watching it as soon as you
Yeah,
guys
10
leave.
minutes
As
into
soon as
episode
you guys
2.
leave.
It's 100%. 10 out of 10.
It's 100%.
We're watching it.
Yeah, I'll watch it right after this. I think it was a really good show. So it kept me for at least the second episode, obviously.
So yes, for sure, watching it. Good series so far. Leaves a lot of questions up in the air. As Colleen was saying, she believes the first 2 episodes premiered back to back, like they premiered at once. So it makes sense that there's a lot of questions up in the air for episode 1, because then you're going to jump right into episode 2.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll see what the ending of episode 2 has, and then we'll see how that works out. But so yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely super curious about this military storyline because I don't force. Obviously, we know they don't defeat it in this
Oh,
time.
obviously.
Like there's
Yeah.
more after this, so I'm just very curious, like what the military could possibly be doing that is any kind of reference to it.
Maybe they're the reason why it isn't traveling out of Derry.
Maybe that could be interesting. I don't know. I'm just curious about how that's gonna tie into this at all. Because if it's just a military side plot,
who cares?
Kind of boring.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Alright,
Thank you
very
so
cool.
much for watching. We'll do
Thank you.
another
very
shot
much.
of gin. A
Yeah.
tiny amount.
Do it before my microphone falls off. I don't know if you guys are seeing this at home.
I told you that's what happened to mine. That's why I have tape on it.
All right.
Two
Whoa.
mics
We're
down.
gonna go crazy here.
2 hot takes. Handheld.
Pour me a shot of gin.
Shot of gin.
Seems like I'm gonna be doing a performance. And now.
I think you guys should
We're gonna be
end
singing?
after your shot with spelling out. I think that'd be kind of a cool little outro.
And we're out.
O-U-T.
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 O-U-T. And we're out.